looking in is all about unplugging from the noise of life, finding a quiet location where you can be contemplative again, where you're not waking up, checking your email, where you instead you carve out some time and you ask three simple questions. What do I need most? What's in the way? And what's got to go? And that begins this process of discovery. It's a discovery process saying, hey, what in me, if I could change it, if I could focus on one simple word for the year, would bring the greatest positive life change to my life? What do I need most? And boy, I'll tell you, when you start doing that, first of all, most people don't do this, right? They don't slow down enough to actually be contemplative and consider this. But when you do, and you journal what comes of that, you narrow the field a bit with the words that you're going to use. And then the second phase is to look up, and we're all men of faith and we're all believers. And so for us, it becomes a very spiritual exercise. But what we've discovered is, as we've launched this with some of the largest companies in the world, with the largest school districts in the world, with families and teams and sports teams and all of that, is that regardless of where your faith perspective comes from, there is an intuition in most people where what is your highest calling. And what we're asking people to do is to look up, if you're a praying person or you're a person of faith, it's to ask God, the one who created you, what his plans are for you. And it's to say, if there was one single word we could focus on this year that would have the greatest positive impact on others, what would that word be? And then that starts a whole nother conversation. And then in the end, that discovery phase is when you kind of merge all of those questions and select a word for the year. That's the second step. And then the third step is to live it out. It's like once you discover that word, let's say, and I've got 23 years of this now, I can look back on chapters in my life and I can tell you exact moments. I can tell you memories. I can tell you things I've learned in those years. And ways that I've become a better person and the ways that I've had a positive influence on others. It's all about living it out, keeping it front and center. And one of the things we do, Brian, and you talk a lot about this on the show, is having that inner circle of friends that believe in you and want the best for you. And we don't play a game of gotcha, like where are you failing, but instead we keep your eyes on the vision that you have for your life and how life change through that word might have a positive effect on it.
And how you have to let people know. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a trail of tears. I've sat on a lot of boards, and I've watched some very, very powerful people, usually men, by the way, because women are more natural to seek out a connection. But we've all met the leader that was so powerful and so influential, or created fear or apprehension in conversation, that they ended up being isolated and alone and ruined. And we all need that gentle accountability. And it has to be done. And if you have to share it with people, and they can't use it as a cudgel.